Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of FREIBA E's Watch List, where we talk about different stocks that our community is looking to trade. All right. So our community looks to trade the different markets, both stock market as well as crypto. So we do offer and answer questions in regards to both. So feel free to shoot your messages to us. The best place to find us is in our chat room, and that is you can find that in the description of this video. So go ahead and click on that. Hop in the chat room. We post watch lists every morning, mainly stock market, and we do this before the market opens. So hop in the chat room to click on watch list and stay tuned. But we usually start off with the SPY, S&P 500. That's what you see here. So we hit new all-time highs in after hours, actually. So the market closed at just near the highs and squeezed up after hours to the high of 471.80. So exactly what we expected. It came in the after hours, but again, we were looking for this area to squeeze. If you look at the previous video, then you'll see kind of what we discussed there. So again, new all-time highs in the market. So, it's anticipated to gap up tomorrow, but we do have some economic data coming out, so we'll definitely stay tuned to that. But things are looking good. We still got this kind of running joke of, it's called the S&P 500. So why isn't the price 500 or 5,000? In the real terms, but we'll see what happens here. So, we're going into Friday tomorrow and the weekend. And, one thing is that crypto is taking a little bit of a dive here. And what happens is that people that don't like or know really how to play the downside, they'll actually just step away from that market and hop into this one. So this weekend can actually be pretty explosive for the stock market. But again, we'll keep a close eye. We do have the holiday weekend coming up next week with Thanksgiving. And so that tends to be slower. So stocks can ramp up into that kind of down period where people are off for the holiday. So again, we'll keep a close eye on that and keep you guys updated. But let's get into some of the trades from today. So just going to go over a couple. So one, we took a position in TJX. TJX owns Marshalls, Home Goods, and TJ Maxx, and some others. But a very, very nice cup and handle breakout with the earnings being somewhat positive. But we like some of the price target upgrades, and so we definitely we like what happened yesterday, and then today it kind of some profit taking, but a nice bounce. We caught it on this bounce on the way back up. Took a position and kind of solidify that position, and it's holding steady into the close, and it's back over. It closed at 73.10, but we're at short-term target. First level is retracing this 74.25, and then ideally getting back to the $75 level is kind of the second target. So that's what we're looking for on TJX, and so this is currently a swing trade. So we're looking for this to kind of swing, back up to the upside. How long is that going to take? Well, hopefully before Thanksgiving. Because there's a lot of changes that happen towards the end of the month going into December or whatnot. But again, price target upgrades gave us some confidence, and price action was nice, especially with this dip and the funds buying up this dip. And again, we're looking for that swing back up to the upside. But we're in TJX, and we're looking to probably exit Monday or Tuesday. But again, we'll monitor it closely and go from there. All right. Next, we have VOSO. So VOSO is a SPAC, it's a special acquisition company, and basically they are first merger. Well, they're going public with a um, vehicle data company. So it's pretty interesting. We know a lot of people in the car business, and it was kind of an interesting catalyst. But SPACs kind of got a little bit of heat recently, particularly with DWAC, which we charted and talked about before, and kind of have an update. It's actually moving exactly as we expected. A couple pops here and there, but we can get into that in another video when we update everyone because we get lots and lots of questions about DWAC. But so VOSO, we scout this. So we alerted in the chat that this had scout potential mainly because of how fast it was moving, how high it was gapping up. It was up over 100% on the day, right? Because the stacks typically are around that $10 level. This had a recent low around that 960, right? So close to $10. Yesterday was at 10, and then today it exploded and hit almost $20. So it's a complete rocket ship. Nice squeeze. But we played it all the way up, and we caught a really good trade and one of the parabolic moves in this earlier today. That was a really nice trade. So it's obviously cooled down a lot, right? So it's only up about 30% now, right? Just given the fact that it was at $10 yesterday. We're going to look for some bounces in this. SPACs are interesting because they'll have those initial pops, and then they'll kind of fizzle out until you get more data, more information as to what that company is going to be doing. We'll keep this on watch for day 2 and 3 moves, because again, the floor is really $10. With this price action, looking for some sort of curl, back to maybe 14, but you'll probably get a little bit of a dip to maybe 12. And then again, we'll be playing this and looking for some more volatility in this name tomorrow. But that's VOSO, and that's one of the trades from today, which we killed. It was a great price action. And then let's get into LCID. So Apple had some news. Actually, we'll just take a quick look at Apple really quickly. Apple's on our watch list today, and it did meet our expectations. But we talked about it at around 9:30 this morning before the market opened, and it exploded. Apple had news in regards to them putting some more money into their autonomous vehicles, so their smart car, electric car project that they've been rumoring and hinting towards. But they finally put some more news behind it, and Apple actually topped. So we have a target for Apple at 159.51, I believe it is, and essentially, so 159.51, and we're looking for a squeeze to that level tomorrow morning before some profit taking. There are a few hedge funds that are starting to take profits. This parabolic move that Apple made, I mean, it's a $1 trillion company, so for this thing to move 2-3% in a day is extremely significant. So and especially when it was at 147 just last week. Super strong move out of Apple, but again, it was on our watch list. It's been on our watch list a few times, but this run has been really nice, and then today was kind of the icing on the cake. But we were able to call that out. So congratulations to anyone that took that trade. And again, you can find trades like this in our chat room. So just click the link and hop in, and let us know any questions you have about any tickers that you're looking at, trades that you're in, and we can go from there and see how we can help you. But let's go back to the trade. And as Apple was breaking out on the electric vehicle catalyst, electric vehicle companies started to dip. So Tesla started to dip. Lucid, which was up over 100%, from the end of last month into this month, and so we looked at Lucid pretty closely, and we actually shorted Lucid and had a nice win right around this midday kind of parabolic price action to the downside. So we look for these nice setups, and we got a really nice move out of Lucid um, earlier today. I think the price was, I think it was actually down here. Um, right, so we got it's around 44.60 is where we caught it into the $43 level. So the break of $44 is really what we were looking for, and we got it. So pretty hyped about that, and that worked out really well. We got out just in time because there was a nice bounce back over uh, the 45 and even closed at $47. So pretty strong bounce out of Lucid, but partly the market was dropping, and so it's a couple different factors, but that was one of the trades that we took downside. So it's an example of a short for us, and it was a quick one, and it worked out really well, and we're pretty happy. All right, so now let's get into some tickers that we either got some questions on or our team is looking to trade and take a stake in the coming days. So first one we'll talk about, we've talked about before, it's RSI. This is Ross Street Interactive. They're an interesting company, but the price action today was pretty good. Basically, when the market was dipping pretty hard, the market actually took a big drop intraday. All's well and ends well, but the market took a big drop. And on that drop, um, this actually was a good area for us to pick up shares. But we were looking to see what happens with that drop because, we were again just kind of trying to confirm the strength in this name because we're looking to play to the upside. And so a really, really nice bounce out of this. So RSI is going to be on watch as it stays in the top side of this range. And again, we're looking for this to squeeze up. So, we have some targets above the $22 level. So that's kind of the first level to crack. And so RSI is still on watch. Next, we'll jump into Sono, Sono. So Sono's been, a little difficult. It's kind of been stuck in a range, $30 to $35 for a while now, a couple months, right? And so, but recently there was earnings. So earnings is pretty indicative of bullish or bearish potential moving forward. This is kind of still in this range, still kind of break even, but there have been some price target upgrades on Sono. So we're going to look forward to re-break this $34 level and potentially play to the upside. But again, we'll play either way. However, because there's bullish sentiment, then we're anticipating price action to start to curl on the way up. So keep that on watch. But again, we'll put an updated watch list day by day as we see things change in the market. So we kind of watch things for our community and help kind of point certain things out, certain setups, and just help everyone make money. So that's Sono. Next, EDR. EDR owns, I believe it's the UFC. But anyway, they had earnings recently, and it moved pretty nicely. So it was at $26, 26.64, 54 before earnings popped, and now it's on day 3 of that run. So after day 3, you typically have stocks start to cool off, but we're looking for some more upside in this. There has potential for some news. Then there's a couple pending catalysts, but we're looking for this $30 and 50-cent level to be retested relatively soon. And so EDR is on watch, and we're hearing some chatter about it as well. So we're definitely gonna kind of pay attention to it, right? All right. So next, Footlocker. Footlocker's moving really, really nicely. They have earnings coming up pretty soon, so tomorrow morning, and it had it had a nice run. We might be looking for a pullback in it to potentially the downside. As it's gapping up, typically that can indicate the run being over, especially with earnings looming. So we're going to keep Footlocker on watch in the morning. We do have an area here at around $56, and if it does pull back, then we have a plotted range where they could potentially break down to, and then also to the upside. I mean, there is a cup that's been completed, and so maybe there's a dip and rip potential tomorrow for this, but we'll keep an eye out on Footlocker, FL. Oh, and the other interesting thing about Footlocker potential is what happened to Macy's today. Macy's hit more all-time highs, and so that's a retailer, and Footlocker has some interesting deals with Nike and Adidas, and so they could be a pretty surprising move out of them tomorrow. So we're watching Footlocker, but Macy's was an amazing play today. All right, next, Revlon. A pretty interesting chart. I mean, it's pulling back pretty hard. It didn't make these new highs, so you almost have you have a double top potentially here, but did break through to 19 before. I know that there's it's a lot of bullish activity. It kind of went parabolic here over a few days before earnings, almost doubling, went about 80%. So we're going to keep this on watch for bounces as price starts to consolidate here. But there's been a lot of profit taking in this. However, we're in the retail season. Kind of volume kind of dried up, but with some news, this thing can definitely reverse. And that they're in a lot of stores and they have a lot of marketing and ad campaigns going on. So we're going to keep Revlon on watch for potential bounces sometime soon. So the first level really is around like 1450. But first things first, right? Get it to 14, and then we'll take it from there. But there's also a little bit of room to the downside, but not that much in relation to the recent bullish activity. So again, we're looking for a bounce out of Revlon. That's REV. All right, sticking with retail, we have Five Below. There's a nice curl here from that recent local high 221, and so we're looking for a potential cup to finish being formed here, and getting some candle over candles and getting back in over that 220 mark, and potentially breaking out to close this gap up here at 224. So we are keeping Five Below on watch, another retail name. All right, next, Lowe's. So with the massive move out of Home Depot, Lowe's is definitely on watch. So Lowe's beat earnings and had a nice little pop on earnings. Let's just go to right here, and it's consolidating. So you actually have a pennant here, and we're looking for this to essentially break out to the upside, and 250 is kind of the next target. So Lowe's will be on watch coming soon. So next we'll bring up PANW. So it's Palo Alto Networks. These guys, they can move. So extremely volatile after hours today after the earnings release. You had a low 485 and a high 554. So an incredible range here, right? About $70. So with that brings opportunity, in our opinion. With that type of volatility, we're gonna look for some curls out of this. It's staying to the upside, right? It's over this 520 mark, and even now it's holding over all-time highs, which was 531 recently. So we're looking for a curl and some more highs out of this, and first target is going to be that 540 level, and we'll see kind of how it goes tomorrow. But play it with the market. Again, the market is gapping up. It hit new all-time highs, and so if it pulls back based on data and other things, then we can expect some profit taking and maybe some consolidation of PANW. So that'll be on watch for tomorrow. All right, next, Nike, NKE. So we have a trend that is it's being respected. It's hit it a couple times now, and so it's about time for it to break to the upside. One of the things that we've been talking about with Nike is that they're entering the metaverse, and the metaverse is literally what Facebook is changing their name to, and well, Meta, but it stands for metaverse. And Nike just launched the name of their metaverse, which is going to be called Nike Land. And so they have, they're very good with branding. They're very good with marketing. They have a lot of partnerships and a lot of, supporters, a lot of fanfare. And so that's going to come with price action and bullish activity. And so you have a cup here that kind of formed on about a week basis. And, this handle can curl up. So we're looking for Nike to move to the upside and at least retrace some more of this gap down, and head towards that 175 level. But it's a couple levels before that, so we're gonna be again keeping Nike on watch. And then we have another massive mover today, LGVN. So this is a pharma company, a biofarm, and they came up with some positive data on, I believe it was a heart disease drug for children. So this was a massive catalyst. The stock was at $2.84 yesterday, and after hours at 8 p.m. Tonight, it hit $10.40. So about 400 or so percent on this move. What's interesting is this little trading secret. 400% is typically a good time to short, because just from a correlation and a retracement standpoint, 400% is above any average size move. So this is above average. Yes, this has potential to keep going because it depends on if this is an actual breakthrough and what the timeline is. There's a lot of different factors that go into the pharmaceutical related stocks, but this is typically a time to basically go short. But again, we're in the era of short squeezes, so who knows if the thing could go to $100 for all we know, right? But again, this is going to be on watch for tomorrow, as this has parabolic potential, given one, the potential, and two, the price action. So LGVN is going to be on watch as well. So, but again, click the link in the description and hop in our chat room. Check the updated watch list that we'll post tomorrow morning before the market opens. And also in chat, just let us know how we can help. You can post charts, you can ask questions, and our team will be happy to assist. And then we also have other services that people may be interested in. We have a lot of room to grow here, and so we're looking to kind of have people come along with us and share as much information as possible. And we have other projects coming, right? We talked about that fact that we are in crypto as well. So it's more news to come. So stay tuned. But thanks for watching FreeBase Watch List. Follow us at FreeBase on all platforms, and we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.